vciso-au Cyberwatch, September 5, 2025. Strategic Cybersecurity Intelligence Brief. Powered by vciso-au. Stay informed, stay prepared, stay secure. Ensure your cybersecurity program is both proactive and verifiable. By Anil Yelamati, ANZ Ransomware. Victims: none. Palo Alto Networks discloses breach linked to SalesLoft drift. Palo Alto Networks confirmed a security breach after attackers exploited stolen OAuth tokens from SalesLoft drift, exposing sensitive customer and support data. The breach is part of a broader supply chain attack impacting hundreds of organizations. Initial findings revealed that the attackers accessed Salesforce data, including business contact details, internal account information, and support case records. Palo Alto Networks immediately disconnected the vendor from its environment and initiated a full-scale investigation. Unit 42 researchers discovered that attackers performed mass exfiltration of Salesforce records such as accounts, cases, contacts, and opportunities. Evidence shows that stolen data was scanned for credentials and traces of activity were deleted to evade detection. While Palo Alto confirmed that its products and services remain secure, the compromised information raises concerns about downstream risks. The incident highlights the growing threat of OAuth token abuse in supply chain compromises. The attackers' methods demonstrate advanced persistence techniques aimed at expanding access. Organizations impacted are now urged to assess their Salesforce instances for indicators of compromise. vciso-au recommendation. Organizations must strengthen supply chain risk management, closely monitor CRM integrations, and enforce token security with MFA and conditional access. Regular audits of Salesforce and third-party app usage are critical to minimize exposure. U.S. CISA adds TP-link flaws to known exploited vulnerabilities. The U.S. Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, CISA, has added TP-link Archer C7 and TLWR841N router flaws to its known exploited vulnerabilities catalog. The first flaw, CVE 2023-50224, allows attackers to bypass authentication via improper credential handling in the HTTPD service on port 80. This vulnerability enables attackers to disclose stored credentials without needing authentication. The second flaw, CVE 2025-9377, is an OS command injection vulnerability that permits remote code execution on affected versions of TP-Link Archer C7 and TLWR841N NDMS. Both vulnerabilities present serious risks to home and small office users, given the widespread use of these routers. The authentication bypass can allow lateral movement within networks. Meanwhile, the command injection flaw provides a direct path to system takeover. These issues were disclosed through the Zero-Day Initiative, highlighting the urgency of patching. Exploited routers could be weaponized as entry points for larger attacks. Unpatched devices remain highly attractive targets for cybercriminals. vciso-au. Recommendation: immediately update TP-Link devices to the latest firmware, disable unnecessary remote access, and implement network segmentation. Organizations should also replace outdated routers with enterprise-grade equipment that supports modern security controls. Jaguar Land Rover shuts down systems after cyber attack. Jaguar Land Rover, JLR, confirmed a cyber attack that disrupted production and retail operations, including at its Solihull plant in the UK. Dealers reported widespread issues such as blocked car registrations and delays in parts supply. The company said no evidence suggests customer data was stolen, but business operations were severely impacted. JLR proactively shut down its systems to contain the incident and is working to restore applications in a phased, controlled manner. The company has not disclosed details about the attack, and no ransomware groups have claimed responsibility. Given the global nature of JLR's operations, the shutdown had ripple effects across supply chains. JLR is owned by Tata Motors and operates in more than 120 countries, making the disruption highly significant. The attack highlights risks for manufacturers heavily reliant on interconnected IT and operational technology. Recovery timelines remain uncertain, and production delays may persist. The situation underscores the growing exposure of automotive firms to cyber threats. vciso-au recommendation. Automotive manufacturers should adopt a resilience-first approach, including segmented IT/OT environments, tabletop exercises, and supply chain incident simulations. Backup and rapid recovery capabilities must be tested regularly. Cloudflare confirms breach from SalesLoft drift compromise. Cloudflare disclosed that it was impacted by the SalesLoft drift supply chain breach, where attackers accessed Salesforce data. The threat actors obtained 104 API tokens, which Cloudflare promptly rotated out of caution. Although no suspicious activity was detected, the compromised data contained customer contacts and support case information. Investigations confirmed that attackers conducted reconnaissance between August 9 to 17, 2025, before exfiltrating Salesforce case records. These cases included names, emails, job titles, and in some cases sensitive details like AWS keys, VPN credentials, and Snowflake tokens shared during troubleshooting. The attackers also studied Salesforce processes to understand API limits, likely to aid in stealthy future attacks. Cloudflare emphasized that customer-facing services remain unaffected. The breach, however, exposes customers to heightened phishing and credential misuse risks. Cloudflare directly notified affected customers through email and dashboard alerts. The attack shows the sophistication of threat actors leveraging CRM integrations to compromise multiple enterprises. vciso-au recommendation. Enterprises using Salesforce must assume that case-related data could be weaponized. Implement data loss prevention, DLP, restrict sensitive details in tickets, and train staff on secure troubleshooting practices. Hackers exploit X's Grok AI to spread malicious links. A new attack campaign, dubbed Grokking, abuses X's Grok AI assistant to promote malicious links through paid ads. Threat actors embed harmful URLs in the from field under video posts, a location overlooked by automated scans. Posts lure users with sensational or explicit video content, often receiving hundreds of thousands of impressions. When users ask Grok about the video source, the AI extracts the hidden domain and presents it as a legitimate link. This technique tricks curious users into visiting malicious sites while amplifying reach through AI-driven responses. Guardio security researchers observed millions of impressions tied to these malvertising campaigns. The attackers effectively turn X's advertising and AI systems into tools for distributing harmful domains. Victims are more likely to trust links provided by Grok, increasing success rates of phishing and malware delivery. The campaign demonstrates how adversaries are weaponizing generative AI platforms for cybercrime. Social engineering combined with AI presents new challenges for defenders. vciso-au recommendation. Organizations should treat AI-generated responses as potential attack vectors. Security teams must implement browser isolation, ad blocking policies, and user awareness campaigns to reduce exposure. Microsoft confirms UAC bug disrupting Windows installs. Microsoft acknowledged a bug introduced in August 2025 security updates that disrupts application installations on Windows 10, 11, and Server editions. The flaw causes user account control, UAC, prompts to appear incorrectly for non-administrator users performing software repairs or installations. The updates were intended to fix CVE 2025-50173, a high-severity privilege escalation bug in Windows installer. However, the fix inadvertently required administrator-level permissions for operations that previously ran under standard user rights. Users without admin credentials now encounter failures and error 1730 messages. The bug is particularly disruptive in enterprise and education environments where most users lack elevated access. IT teams face additional workload to manage installations centrally while awaiting a patch. While the underlying vulnerability is mitigated, the unintended operational impact is significant. Microsoft has yet to confirm an official fix timeline but is advising workarounds. The issue underscores risks of untested changes in critical OS security updates. vciso-au recommendation: enterprises should fast-track deployment of tested workarounds, centralize MSI operations through IT admins, and closely monitor Microsoft advisories for the upcoming Workiva discloses breach after Salesforce compromise. Workiva, a leading SaaS provider for compliance and financial reporting, confirmed a breach linked to the Salesforce supply chain attack. Attackers exfiltrated limited customer data, including names, email addresses, phone numbers, and support ticket content. Workiva clarified that its platform and core systems remain unaffected, with the breach isolated to CRM integrations. With over 6,000 customers, including 85% of Fortune 500 firms, the exposure impacts major corporations globally. High-profile clients such as Google, T-Mobile, Mercedes-Benz, and Air France are among those potentially affected. The incident is connected to the Shiny Hunters group, which has targeted Salesforce customers using OAuth token theft and voice phishing. Recent campaigns also focused on extracting credentials such as AWS keys and Snowflake tokens from support tickets. Workiva warned customers to remain vigilant against phishing attempts leveraging the stolen data. The company emphasized that it would never request credentials outside official support channels. The breach highlights the dangers of third-party CRM integrations in enterprise security. vciso-au recommendation: businesses must enforce strict vendor risk assessments, restrict sensitive data in CRM records, and adopt threat detection tuned for OAuth abuse. Regular phishing simulations can help prepare staff for targeted lures. Ransomware exposure list: last 24 hours United States, U.S., Omega Biotech, Moore & Van Allen, Schaefer Partners, Sanji.Local, C&H Enterprises, Williams Patent Crusher and Pulverizer, Co., NPIAV, NPI Audio Visual Solutions, TSI Accessory Group, Stanley Creations Inc., iStar Jewelry, Roman & Sunstone, Jack Resnick & Sons, The Bank of Romney, Blythe Co., Master System Inc., GCC of America, Inc. Artists and clients: CES Consultants, Inc., Pooler Enterprises India, EN, Unidel Ventures, PVT, PureChemical.com. Taiwan, TW, PromisedLand.com, TW China, CN, Risen Energy Co., Ltd South Korea, KR, Samwa Capacitor Group Singapore, SG, Musim Mas Group United Kingdom, GB, Flamgard Calader Canada, CA, Commission Scolaire des Appalaches Unknown, Mixed. The Last Haven Board. Final note from vciso-au: Australia and New Zealand remain relatively untouched this week, but the global threat landscape continues to shift. Critical infrastructure, software supply chains, and endpoint security are under siege. Ensure your cybersecurity program is both proactive and verifiable. By Anil Yelamati.